I'm Sebi, and I'm just going to share a bit. There are so many different places and ways to experience God every day, and all are amazing. The first thing I had to think about when I was thinking about God with us was the big things, like the big answered prayers, just guidance, or where God made the seemingly impossible happen. For some others, I personally haven't experienced, but even miraculous healing. And they are amazing and wondrous, but they don't happen every day. Like, they are more the exceptions. I often felt a bit cast down when I heard about all the great things that other people experienced. So I decided to mix it up a bit and go for the smaller, more day-to-day things. I personally love the comparison of our lives, like with Jesus, to that of marriage or just relationships in general. It has a lot in common. Some days or moments are amazing, and I remember them for the rest of my life. Like, for example, my wedding day. But then there are also the daily conversations, just about how I feel, or like what I've been up to. And they mostly don't make for amazing stories, yet they are kind of the basis of my relationships. I've experienced the exact same thing with my relationship with Jesus. It's just those small kind of interactions that make that relationship happen, that build the foundation of that. I see that also in the Bible, in passages like John 15, where Jesus talks about being the true vine. It's the daily strives to find God and to find His will where I experience Him the most. I found the best way to experience Him in something I call my quiet time. It mostly consists for me out of like reading my Bible, praying, and thinking about biblical truths, like the principles and how to apply them. It's my way to focus on God, to to dedicate my day to Him, to keep thinking about Him. And I start that time by like opening my Bible and just reading a passage. Some days I just read and get through it. Other times I really get challenged by it. And that's, I think, how I experience God talking the most in my life. Just this morning, for example, I read 1 Timothy 2. There is a lot of challenging things in that passage. If you know it, maybe you can relate to me there. And honestly, I don't quite get it. Yet it makes me think about how I live my life, all those things that I partly take for granted, that I think are just normal. Yet it kind of makes me think about them and makes me question partly how I just see the world some days. Another thing that I got challenged on lately was hospitality. I've lived in like a student accommodation for quite a long time, and so it was kind of hard inviting people, and I made a lot of excuses. As through the last few weeks, we had people over quite a lot, and I was thinking about it, and I realized more and more how much I enjoyed that. And I really enjoy having people over for coffee. So if you'd want to come over for coffee, gladly. I'd like to experience more on that. But that's not really big things, yet those are the most day-to-day things that I experience with God. And it it changes me a lot, as I've noticed, as I look back on like the last years. I think those small adjustments I did in my life that I changed through the things I noticed daily are the things that made me grow and made me see God most in my daily life.